Foot swelling. If your ankles are so swollen by evening that your socks leave deep marks in your skin, listen to me carefully. That is not normal aging. That is your vascular system sending you a distress signal. And there is a bedtime protocol, 7 specific steps, that can force that fluid out of your legs before you wake up tomorrow. But here's what no one tells you. 5 of these steps most seniors are doing completely wrong. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the one supplement combination that vein specialists use to repair the leaking capillary walls from the inside, the actual structural reason your feet keep swelling. It's step 7. Do not skip to it. You need every step before it to make step 7 work. Because the real reason your feet are swelling tonight, it's not what any doctor has told you. And what I'm about to explain changes everything. Most seniors are told that if their feet are swelling, they need to cut their salt, eat less sodium, and the fluid will go down. However, research from the National Institutes of Health suggests that for adults over 60, foot swelling is rarely about sodium alone. It's about the ratio between sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And when you cut salt without fixing the minerals you're already deficient in, you can actually make the imbalance worse. And if you've been following that advice, cutting salt, elevating your legs, doing everything right, and your feet are still swollen every single night, I want you to stop blaming yourself, right now. This was never about you not trying hard enough. You were given incomplete information, that's it. And what I want for you, more than anything in this conversation, is for you to finally understand what's really happening so you can fix it. The real enemy here isn't salt. It's not your age. It's not your genes. It's the outdated, oversimplified guideline that tells seniors, just reduce your sodium, while completely ignoring the electrolyte ratio problem that's actually driving the fluid into your feet. The system isn't trying to hurt you. It just hasn't caught up. But you deserve the update. My name is Dr. David Collin. I've spent years studying electrolyte balance and supplement safety specifically for adults over 60. And this is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor. But I'll tell you this, after 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. I will tell you. If you want access to this kind of research every week, subscribe. I cover things here that I don't see covered anywhere else. Now, here's what the research actually says. A 2021 review published in the journal Nutrients confirmed that chronic latent magnesium deficiency is, and I'm quoting, quite common in older adults in Western countries. The NIH's own data shows that among adults aged 71 and older, up to 79% of men and 70% of women don't even reach the adequate daily intake for magnesium. And potassium? Less than 2% of Americans meet the recommended daily potassium intake. Less than 2%. That fluid pooling in your ankles right now? Research suggests it's not just uncomfortable. It's a sign your veins may be losing the war against gravity, and that's a direct risk factor for blood clots. Data published by the American Society of Hematology shows that by age 80, nearly 1 in 100 adults per year develops a venous blood clot. That's roughly 1,000 times higher than for someone under 45. By the time I'm done today, you'll know exactly why your feet are swelling, and what you can do about it starting tonight. Let me sit you down and walk you through this, because once you see how this works, you'll never look at your swollen feet the same way again. Inside every cell in your body, there's a tiny pump. It's called the sodium-potassium pump. Think of it like a revolving door. Sodium goes out, potassium goes in. When that door is working properly, your cells stay the right size. The fluid stays where it belongs. Your ankles stay normal. But after 60, something shifts. Your kidneys become less efficient. They don't hold on to magnesium and potassium the way they used to. Meanwhile, most of the food you eat is loaded with sodium. So the ratio tips. Sodium starts winning. And where sodium goes, water follows. The fluid pools in the lowest point of your body, your feet, your ankles, night after night after night. This is not age. This is a mineral your body stopped getting. And the right food can change that. So here's step 1, the electrolyte flush. This is the one from the thumbnail, 1 spoon in water, and here's exactly what it is. You take magnesium citrate, not magnesium oxide, which is the cheap one you see on most store shelves. A randomized crossover study published in the journal Magnesium Research found that magnesium citrate has significantly higher bioavailability than magnesium oxide. Oxide passes straight through you. Citrate gets absorbed. The form matters more than the dose. You add that to a quarter teaspoon of cream of tartar. That's potassium bitartrate. It's in most kitchens already. That tiny quarter teaspoon delivers a concentrated burst of potassium directly to the system that's been starved of it. Mix both into 12 ounces of water. Drink it 60 minutes before bed. Not 30, not right at bedtime, 60 minutes. Because your kidneys need that head start while you're still upright, while gravity is still helping push the fluid through. Now, I need to say something important here. A case study published in the Journal of Medical Toxicology documented 2 cases where large quantities of cream of tartar caused life-threatening hyperkalemia, dangerously high potassium. A quarter teaspoon is what the research supports. More is not better. And if you have any kidney condition, do not take this without speaking to your doctor first. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today, you will. Your swelling is not a water problem. It's a mineral ratio problem. And that one glass, 60 minutes before your head hits the pillow, starts correcting a ratio that may have been broken for years. I want to tell you about Dorothy. She's 71, lives in Columbus, Ohio. For 3 years, her feet swelled so badly every evening that she stopped wearing her regular shoes entirely. She wore only open sandals, even in November. Her doctor told her to cut sodium and elevate. She did both, religiously. Nothing changed. When she started the magnesium citrate and cream of tartar flush 60 minutes before bed, paired exactly the way I just described, within 11 nights, she told her sister on the phone, "I got my shoes back." The swelling didn't disappear completely, but it dropped from severe to mild. And for the first time in 3 years, she could feel her ankle bones again. What happened for Dorothy can happen for you. That's not a promise. It's what the mineral research suggests when the ratio is corrected. And I'm telling you about it because I want you to have the same chance she did. Now, the electrolyte flush is step 1, and it matters. But it's only the beginning. Because right now, your veins are still distended. The fluid is still sitting in the tissue. And unless you physically force it to move, tonight, it stays. There's a method that creates more drainage in 5 minutes than 30 minutes of passive leg elevation. And it involves something your body will resist. I'll show you what it is. Step 2. The contrast bath. Fill 1 basin with warm water. Not scalding, just comfortably hot. Fill a second with ice-cold water. Submerge your feet and lower legs in the warm water for 3 minutes. Then move them to the ice-cold water for 1 minute. Repeat that cycle 3 times. End on cold. The warm water opens your blood vessels wide. The cold slams them shut. Open, shut, open, shut. Your vascular system is being forced to pump, like squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom up. A systematic review in PMC examining contrast bath hemodynamics confirms that this alternating thermal stress can improve local blood flow, though the evidence is still being studied. What's clear is the mechanical effect. You're manually activating the drainage that your weakened veins can't do alone. Step 3. The wall pump. Lie on your back. Put your legs up against the wall. Hips as close to the wall as comfortable. And then, this is the part most people skip. Actively flex your ankles. Point your toes toward the ceiling for 5 counts. Pull them back toward your shins for 5 counts. 10 cycles per minute. 5 minutes total. Your calves are your second heart. A 2021 study by Houghton and colleagues, published in the journal Blood by the American Society of Hematology, found that reduced calf muscle pump function is an independent risk factor for venous thromboembolism. When you flex those ankles against gravity, you're not stretching, you're pumping. You're doing what your weakened veins can't do on their own. 5 minutes. That's all. 5 minutes of active ankle pumping with your legs elevated creates more venous return than 30 minutes of just lying with your feet on a pillow. Step 4. The botanical vein rub. 5 drops of cypress essential oil. 5 drops of rosemary essential oil. 1 tablespoon of carrier oil, coconut or almond. Mix them in your palm, and then massage upward. Start at your toes. Move to your calves. Every single stroke goes up, toward your heart. You are manually assisting the blood return. This is not a quick slather. This is targeted. Every stroke pushes fluid toward the path of least resistance, back up where it belongs. Now, remember the compression socks I mentioned? This is the part your doctor may never have told you. Step 5. The compression correction. If you've been wearing your daytime compression socks to bed, the 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury prescription ones, stop tonight. When you're standing, that pressure pushes blood upward against gravity. That's good. But when you're lying flat, gravity isn't fighting you anymore. That same pressure becomes a tourniquet. It doesn't push fluid up, it traps it in place. Listen to me. If you've been sleeping in your daytime compression socks, stop tonight. Right now. For nighttime, research suggests 8 to 15 millimeters of mercury. Light therapeutic compression, just enough to maintain gentle support without clamping down. Put them on immediately after the oil rub. And check the top band. If it leaves a deep mark on your calf when you remove them, they're too tight. Your doctor never told you this, but I will. So think about where we are. The flush corrected your mineral ratio. The contrast bath forced your vessels to pump. The wall climb activated your calf muscle pump. The rub assisted the return manually, and the compression, the right compression, holds it all in place while you sleep. 5 steps. And most seniors have either never heard of them or they've been doing them wrong. But here's the question I need to ask you, because the answer tells me a lot about where you are right now. Think about everything we've discussed. The outdated salt advice, the mineral ratio your body actually needs, the steps most seniors have never been shown. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now. If you have been told that cutting salt is the #1 fix for foot swelling, and that is what you have been doing, drop the letter A. If you believe the real problem is a mineral imbalance, that your body is not getting enough potassium and magnesium to balance the sodium, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Let me know below. Now, let me show you what I've been building toward, because everything I've given you so far, all 5 steps, they work. They drain fluid, they move blood, they support your veins from the outside. But none of them answer the real question. None of them explain why the fluid is there in the first place. And unless you understand that, unless you fix it at the source, you'll be doing these 5 steps every single night for the rest of your life. There's a reason step 6 and step 7 change everything, and step 7 is the one I've been holding back. Everything I just told you is real, and it matters. But there is something that changes all of it, something almost no one talks about. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your swollen feet the same way again. Step 6. The 3-hour fluid fast. That glass of water on your nightstand? The one you sip right before you close your eyes? It's undoing everything. When you drink water within 3 hours of lying down, your kidneys are still processing it as you go horizontal. Gravity shifts. The fluid has nowhere to go but down, into the tissue of your feet and ankles. Your last substantial sip of water needs to happen 3 hours before lights out. The only exception? A small sip to take your step 7 supplements. That's it. And now, step 7. The one I've been holding since the first minute of this video. Everything we've done until now has been about drainage. We've been moving fluid out, flushing, pumping, pushing, rubbing, compressing. But here's what nobody tells you. The reason the fluid is there in the first place is not because of what you ate or how much you moved. It's because the walls of your smallest blood vessels, your capillaries, are damaged. They're porous. They're leaking, constantly, silently. After 60, the collagen structure that holds those vessel walls together begins to break down. Free radical damage accumulates. The walls get thinner, they get holes, and plasma, the liquid part of your blood, seeps through those holes into the surrounding tissue. That's the swelling. That's what you're looking at when your ankles are twice their normal size by evening. Unless you repair those walls from the inside, the fluid will come right back tomorrow night, and the night after, and the night after that. You'll be draining a bathtub with the faucet still running. So you seal them from the inside. Horse chestnut seed extract. The active compound is called esin. Think of it as a patch kit for your capillary walls. It reduces the permeability of those damaged vessels. A Cochrane review, published in 2012, analyzed 17 randomized controlled trials and concluded that horse chestnut seed extract is an efficacious short-term treatment for chronic venous insufficiency, including significant improvement in leg edema. 17 separate trials. That's not one doctor's opinion. That's a body of evidence. The research-supported amount is 300 milligrams, standardized to 50 milligrams of esin. And if you're on blood thinners, you need to talk to your doctor first. Essen has mild anticoagulant properties. Now pair it with pycnogenol, that's pine bark extract. It does something different. While horse chestnut seals the walls, pycnogenol strengthens the collagen matrix around the vessels. It improves microcirculation. A clinical study published in PMC found that pycnogenol reduced ankle swelling by 35% in patients with chronic venous insufficiency. A 2024 randomized clinical trial showed 33% complete disappearance of leg heaviness and 63% reported no swelling sensation. 100 milligrams. Taken with your last small sip of water. This is the part your doctor doesn't have time to explain in a 15-minute appointment. But this is exactly what vein specialists know. I'm telling you this because nobody else in this space will. Remember, this is for educational purposes. Always discuss new supplements with your own doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners or other medications. Why take them at night? Because your body shifts into repair mode during deep sleep. Flooding the system with vascular repair compounds when the body is most receptive, that's not a guess. That's working with your biology instead of against it. Most seniors never get this far. They manage one piece of the puzzle. They cut salt. They elevate. They wear the wrong compression socks. But they miss the capillary repair. And that gap is exactly what keeps the problem returning. So now you know the mechanism. You know the drainage. And you know the repair. But I haven't given you the full protocol yet. All 7 steps, in order, exactly as you'll do them tonight. That's what's next. And I want you to hear every single one clearly, because the order matters. Before I give you the full protocol, I want you to hear something. If you've made it this far, if you've stayed through all of this, you're already ahead of 95% of seniors who will never hear a word of what I just explained. And what I'm about to give you isn't more information. It's the thing I most wanted you to have when I sat down to record this. There are 7 things I want you to do tonight, every single night. Here they are. Number 1, the electrolyte flush. Magnesium citrate, not oxide, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar in 12 ounces of water, 60 minutes before bed. Not 30, 60. Your kidneys need the processing time while you're still upright. Number 2, the contrast bath. 3 minutes hot, 1 minute ice cold. Repeat 3 times. End on cold. Your vessels will pump open and shut, forcing the fluid to move. Number 3, the wall pump. Legs up the wall, 5 minutes, active ankle flexes every 60 seconds. Point, flex. Point, flex. Your calves do the pumping your veins can't. Number 4, the vein rub. 5 drops cypress, 5 drops rosemary, 1 tablespoon carrier oil. Massage upward, toes to calves, every stroke toward your heart. Number 5, the compression correction. 8 to 15 millimeters of mercury only for nighttime. Put them on immediately after the rub. If the band leaves a deep mark, they're too tight. Throw them out. Number 6, the fluid fast. No substantial liquid within 3 hours of sleep, period. Number 7, the vascular repair. 300 milligrams of horse chestnut seed extract plus 100 milligrams of pycnogenol. Taken with your last small sip of water before the fluid fast begins. That's the protocol, all 7 steps, tonight. After 60, your feet are not swollen because of what you ate today. They're swollen because of what your body stopped doing years ago. Tonight, you give it back what it lost. The flush corrects the mineral ratio. The bath and the pump move the fluid physically. The rub assists the return. The compression holds it. The fast stops the refill. And the repair, horse chestnut and pycnogenol, seals the leaking walls so the fluid stops escaping in the first place. Each step builds on the one before it. Skip one, and you weaken the chain. I want you to start tonight. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Tonight. Because every night your capillaries continue leaking without repair, the damage compounds. And this is what the research shows. This is what the Cochrane Review, the NIH mineral data, and the clinical trials all point toward. The body can respond. It can rebuild. But it needs the right materials delivered at the right time. And I want that for you. The same way I'd want it for my own family member sitting right where you are. Before I let you go, there's one more thing, and this might be the most important part of everything I've said today. There is one common habit that most people do every single evening, sitting on the couch, lying in bed, and it instantly reverses all 7 steps. crossing your legs. Whether you're sitting or lying on your side, crossing your legs creates a physical clamp on the femoral artery and vein. It stops the blood return. Tonight, keep your legs straight and parallel. If you sleep on your side, put a pillow between your knees. Keep the pathway open. You've cleaned the pipes. Now keep the water flowing. You now have the complete vascular protocol. The flush, the shock, the pump, the rub, the correction, the fast, and the repair. This is not guesswork. This is applied mineral science and vascular research, adapted specifically for adults over 60. But now that you understand how to drain the fluid and repair the vessel walls, there's something else happening inside your legs that most seniors never discover until it's too late. There are specific everyday foods most people eat every single week, that are silently destroying the elasticity of the very veins you just repaired. And unless you eliminate them, your swelling will keep coming back. I cover exactly which foods they are and what to eat instead in the next video. Watch it now.